Yo, I should have made this video a long time ago, but school sucks and everything's kind of been crazy recently, which is why I haven't been able to make a video on skating in a while. And I'll be covering the World Team Trophy, which happened a long time ago, but I haven't had the chance to do it because, busy with life and yeah. So, the World Team Trophy. For those of you who don't know what it is basically a team event in figure skating, which kind of sounds weird because figure skating is like usually either one person or couple, and we're not really used to having teams. But basically, in a team event is where, in this case, the World Team Trophy is where 6 countries that had the best results in the World Championships duel it out. So the last time they held this was in 2009, and they canceled it for 2010, 2011. Because the 2011 they had the tsunami in Japan, and can't have competition when there's like tsunami. And then 2010, I don't remember why, maybe because of the Olympics. I don't remember, but that's not the point. If you care enough, you can look that up yourself. But I'm just gonna keep this rolling because I'm gonna rant a lot, and that's normal for me. So yeah. So this year's World Team Trophy, 6 countries were Canada, France, Italy, Japan, Russia, and the United States. It was the same actually as last year. Same time as 2009, except instead of Italy, it was China. But everything else was still there. So those 6 countries really are like what are the top contenders in figure skating at the moment. And looking at all the entries, I kind of made an educated guess before I actually started watching the videos, even though they already finished watching Trophy. But I thought I'd look at it myself and see what happens. So I was looking at all the lists and seeing as in 2009 the United States actually won the World Team Trophy, because in this kind of event, depending on your placings, you get certain points in your discipline, and then at the end you total up your points, and whichever country has the most points wins. Yeah? Okay. So, that being said, the United States had the most well-rounded at the time, and I think it was Canada that was second, and Japan that was third. Yes, Canada second, Japan was third at the time in 2009. And this year, it was interesting because I was looking at all of the entries, and you really have to look for a country that has no weak link, to say the least, or at least everybody's well-rounded. So when I think of those, I think of the 3 countries right now: Canada, Japan, and the United States. Why? Because Canada has 2 world champions. Their pairs is not bad. It's just the ladies is kind of like, right now. Or when I say I don't mean like they're bad. I just mean that on the world stage, they have not been consistent. And Amelie and Cynthia they're really similar in point-wise because they're not consistent in the recent programs. Like in Canada, yes, they are the gold and silver medalist, respectively. But on the world stage, Cynthia was not like that. Amelie was only 13th at Worlds this year. The other 2 countries would have been Japan and Russia. And looking at those, Japan has Daisuke Takahashi, which is the silver medalist this year. Ladies, Akiko Suzuki was the bronze medalist, and Kanako Murakami was 5th. Pairs, Takahashi and Tran, they were 3rd this year at Worlds. And then they have the Reeds for ice dancing. I thought that they'd be good too, except I was actually kind of surprised that they put Takahiko Kozuka, because I thought they would have put Yuzuru Hanyu, considering that he won bronze at Worlds. But there is news that he actually changed coaches to Brian Orser in the United States because he wanted that step up in training. But he'll still attend high school in Japan, but just make trips to Toronto here and there, which I think is pretty cool. And I guess he likes Japan still, and it's cool he's getting all this extra coaching from around the world. That being said, I was kind of surprised that Takahiko Kozuka actually was chosen for this, but I didn't make the decision. I'm not the Japanese Federation. And the only weak thing I saw would have been the dance, because the Reeds actually had some problems in the short dance this World Championships and didn't actually advance the free dance, which I thought was really disappointing, because they are not like a really bad, like they're the national champions of Japan. And I mean, yes, Japan doesn't really do couple skating, as you can tell, but okay. And then United States. So, the ladies, they chose Ashley Wagner, which was a good choice, and they actually put Gracie Gold, which I thought was smart, because not only did they give Gracie more competition experience, but seeing Alyssa's meltdown, I don't even know what they're going to do with her for, like, I'm not sure how she's going to be ranked in decisions for the next little while, because they did not put her on the Four Continents team, which was surprising for a lot of people. I thought that she was just getting, like, rest or, like, just, like, relaxing time off, but apparently she didn't get chosen, which was kind of weird. But that's why I think it's smart to put Gracie Gold, and they didn't put Agnes Zawaski or Caroline from that were 3rd and 4th, but she gets a debut, senior debut, and her long program she had to be made to 4 minutes instead of 3.5, because on the junior level, a long program is 3.5, while in senior is 4 minutes, so you really had to see her struggle for the last 30 seconds of the program, because stamina is hard during those times. Their pairs, Katie Denny and John Golan, they're not bad, but they're not amazing. Ice dancing, Davis and White, enough said. And the men, Jeremy Adabet and Adam Rippon did not have very good world showing. I should say they debuted. They've been there around for a while, but I think they were looking for I won't say retribution. That sounds kind of weird. Just like they want to prove themselves again. So I'm going to say right now that I thought that Japan would have the edge simply because they had 3 medalists out of the 4 disciplines. So yeah. Okay, now actually on to the skating. So I was kind of surprised actually by the whole thing, because it was really reversed. Like out of from the World Championships to this one, it was like everybody who was on the lower side of the ranks, like worked it and sold their program and took home a higher medaling than they did originally, which was, awesome. So I'm going to start out with the men first. So Daisuke Takahashi won, and I'm so proud for him. I'm so happy that he did, because Patrick has not lost a competition since, the Cup of Russia in 2010, and that's why and then the person who beat him was actually Thomas Werner, and it's ironic because actually Thomas Werner, he was the last person to beat Patrick in a competition, which was the 2010 Cup of Russia. But now, seeing as Daisuke just beat him, they can't say that anymore. But still, woo. And it's not because anything, just that I like Patrick a lot. I'm a huge Chan fan. But it was just kind of annoying, just he's going to win a competition. You're like, and he wins by 80 points. And you're like, this is getting kind of sad. I know who's going to win this already. Just give him the damn medal. You don't even need to skate. Just give him the stupid medal. But I know that's kind of mean. But just, yeah, so I'm kind of happy that Daisuke won. And that means that he was able to prove himself. And he was able to beat Patrick. Because before, there was such a large gap between them. But then, over the whole course of the season, he's been making the gap closer. Hopefully next season, we'll be able to see what he does with his programs. What Patrick does with his programs. Because this rivalry is going to last until 2014, definitely. 3rd place was Brian Joubert from France, who had a 4th place finish at Worlds, and he was able to place 3rd here, which was good, and kudos to him. Florent Amodio from France also was 4th place too, after not having the best showing at Worlds, so kudos to him. And Jeremy Abbott upped his standings by being 5th, which is good considering that he was I think it was 10th at Worlds. Takahiko Kozuka, I think he had some problems in the short program by placing 8th, but then by placing 5th in the free, he was able to pull up to 6th place overall, so that's still awesome. But I thought that if Yuzuru Hanyu was there, he would have placed higher because he did have that momentum, but okay. And then Adam Rippon was 7th, so yes. And then the ladies, it was really weird because, let me see here. Akiko Suzuki from Japan, who was 3rd at Worlds, was 1st here. She beat Carolina Kosner by 2 points. And this is where I would say that I know that Carolina had some problems in her free skate, and Akiko did not have, she was 2nd in both the short and the free, but it was enough to put her 1st overall, which is awesome. But in Carolina's standpoint, she had really good component scores, which left her, even though she had a lot of problems in her free, only put her in 3rd place from the free and 2nd overall. So that's good for her. But then I know that she hasn't been able to do the triple Lutz because of injury. that being said, she really needs to put in her programs if she wants to stay competitive, because Akiko and Akiko Suzuki and Elena Leonova were hot on their heels. But anyways, third place is Ashley Wagner after being fourth at Worlds. I wonder if she'll keep her Black Swan program actually this next year. But I like her program a lot. I think it's beautifully choreographed, and she works that program really well. She was fifth after the short, but won the free skate to become third overall. So kudos to her. Fourth place was Adelina Sotnikova, who is one of the Russian superstars that will be taking the world by storm next year when she, along with Elizaveta Tukhimasheva, I think his name was, and then a bunch of other Russians, will be coming onto the international senior world stage next year because they're now old enough. Gracie Gold, a 16-year-old who was second at Junior Worlds and won the U.S. Junior title out of nowhere, was fifth and was only lost to Adelina Sotnikova by 0.04 points. So it's a tough race between them. And sixth place was Kanako Murakami after having a fifth place finish at Worlds. She was only eighth. She was eighth in the free, which left her sixth overall, even though being third after the short. And then Elena Leonova, who was second at Worlds, was actually seventh here. So that's disappointing. And then Canada's Amelia Lacoste and Cynthia Phaneuf were 10th and 12th. So not the best showings. And also along with Patrick's downturn. I don't want to say downturn, that sounds kind of bad. But his mistakes that left Canada out of the contending for the trophy for gold, essentially. Pairs. Russia, Vera Bazarnova and Yuri Larinov won, no surprise there. Second place finishers was Duhamel and Radford. They had a really good showing at Worlds. They were fifth at Worlds, and they were able to do well here. They had a good season because they were not only national champions, but they did all this stuff, which is awesome. And then Japan, Takahashi and Tran were third, which is amazing because they are known for being really inconsistent. Like, if you watch their other videos from before, even like on the junior ranks, they really rarely had a clean program. And they had the skills to put them on the top, but they just had to get the extra points. And I'm hoping that they can carry this consistency to next year. And fourth place was United States, Katie Denny and John Golan. Ice dance. So, thing is, for these two couples in Canada and the United States, it's really the short dance because usually in one of these competitions, one of the teams will lose a level or something will happen, and that will really just tell the story of who will win in this sense. So, and right now, the World Team Trophy, Davis and White from the United States, they beat Virtue Moore by 2 points in the short, which really kind of told how it would end because they're just so closely matched that if it's 2 points is enough to beat them because they're like everything they do technically is almost the same. And then they won the free as well, and they took the gold for ice dance by almost 6 points. And then third place was Natalie Pescilat and Fabian Borzat, who were third at Worlds, so that was no surprise there. And Anna Capellini and Luca Nanotte were fourth, which is awesome for them. And like I said before, Japan had a weak dance routine as Kathy Reed and Chris Reed were a large 26-point difference from the fifth place finishers, Elena and Nikia from Russia. So, at the end of this, it was Japan who won, USA was second, and Canada was third, which, I mean, is not bad because those three are the strongest, I guess, right now. But it was really some of the mistakes that Team Canada made in the end, and Japan just rose to the occasion at this point. So, yeah, then actually, oh wow, okay. Actually, Team Canada and Team France were tied, which is surprising because Team France does not have a strong ladies field at all like Canada. But Canada actually won the tiebreaker, so they got bronze. But I think that Canada could do a lot better because Patrick is the reigning world champion. Maybe he's having an off day because he did just lose Christy Carl as a coach and stress and, life. So, yeah. Anyways, that is my rant. Hopefully this wasn't too long. Oh my god, it's 14 minutes. Okay, 15 minutes actually. Shoot. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Message me if you have any thoughts about this, but let me know, okay? Thanks, bye.